Hello, everyone. Out on the vast ocean, these two boats somehow ended up crossing paths. Who do you think was at fault here? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The legendary J-class yachts Spia and Topaz suddenly collided in the starting box just moments before the opening race of the prestigious super yacht competition. A massive cargo barge slammed straight into a small boat at the lock gate. No stopping, no time to react, just instant chaos everywhere. An astonishing clip captures a ship being thrown around like a toy by violent seas off the Scottish coast, a stunning reminder of nature's untamed strength. Incidents like this unfold in an instant, proving why maritime safety can never be overlooked. Thankfully, no one was hurt, and only the vessel along with its cargo sustained damage. The trawler Goldberg, formerly known as the Russian vessel Anatoly Guganov, sank in the Norwegian Sea in 2013, an event that unexpectedly drew flocks of birds to the scene. A dramatic moment in 2020 occurred when the Ocean Dragon 999 lost control and slammed into a pedestrian bridge at the Ecuadorian naval shipyard, leaving onlookers stunned. Nature's overwhelming force is laid bare here. A massive tsunami surges across Japan's coastline, unstoppable and unimaginable. Ships and cars stand no chance against its sheer power. A single mistake sends the vessel rolling over, and in just a few seconds, the launch spirals into a full-blown disaster. A shocking moment unfolded as a 235-foot super yacht worth £65 million crashed into a dock following a sudden computer malfunction. Thankfully, no one was injured. Another reminder of why safety rules exist, as an overloaded boat finally gave in and met its unfortunate end. Near the southern frigate dock, a barge abruptly gave out and vanished beneath the water in seconds. Fortunately, the entire crew managed to jump clear just in time. A single bundle of pure iron couldn't withstand the rope's immense tension and was suddenly hurled forward with alarming force. This captain's power nap ends instantly as the collision yeets him out of his chair, proof that ships don't believe in gentle wake-up calls. In Hunan, China, onlookers could only stare as strong currents tore a ferry loose, hurled it into a dam, and sent it under. Thankfully, no passengers were aboard. Under maritime rules, the vessel on the port side was supposed to give way, but it failed to do so, and the near miss that followed came frighteningly close to disaster. One wrong angle and the entire launch slipped sideways, turning what should have been a routine moment into a scene that's literally on the brink of disaster. Even the most experienced workers can make mistakes sometimes. That's why staying cautious around massive ships is absolutely essential. This is one of the many ports along the Amazon River in Brazil. A mishap during container handling sent several of them plunging into the water, and people spent the entire next day fishing them back out. A missile test near Sevastopol went off track, the projectile drifting away from its intended path before vanishing over the sea. No injuries occurred, but it's a sharp reminder of how easily control can slip. A small fishing boat fights its way through heavy surf, struggling toward open water. One towering wave almost rolls it over before the vessel manages to steady itself again. When the sea takes back, there's no stopping it. Some ships are built to last, but the ocean always has the final word. This massive cargo vessel, a floating giant, suddenly finds itself in a battle it cannot win. Cracks appear, the metal groans under pressure, and then snap. The ship splits clean in half, swallowed by the unforgiving sea. An engine failure sent the super yacht Motais drifting uncontrollably into the Cairns port in Australia. While some crew shouted warnings along the waterfront, others rushed to drop anchor. The scene stunned onlookers, but fortunately only the pontoon and a nearby restaurant suffered damage. On October 6, 2014, the brand new supply ship Kronenborg made its launch at the Nestern Sander shipyard in De Lisle, the Netherlands. Standing 30 meters high and stretching 76 meters long, the vessel was created by Royal Wagenborg in close collaboration with the shipyard and NM Shell UK, designed as a cutting-edge walk-to-work ship. With only seconds left, this fisherman reacts just in time, dodging a massive passenger boat that comes charging straight at him and avoiding a fatal impact. Fortunately, no one was seriously injured, though the incident easily could have ended much worse given how dangerous the situation became. An incident at the port of Shanghai clearly shows how one simple mistake can escalate into an incredibly costly disaster. This happened in August 2016. In an attempt to keep Hidden Bay, Alaska for themselves, the Cabana family intentionally rammed the FV Temptation. Sadly, this condemnable act was never properly punished. One vessel misjudged its crossing behind another, slamming into the stern and ripping a steering wheel free. Its bowsprit then snagged the deck, yanking the starboard wheel away as it broke loose. An unlucky mishap in Florida left a freshly painted yacht damaged, turning what should have been a smooth day into an expensive setback. Breaking free from their moorings, these barges drifted uncontrollably and headed straight into the Tamao bridges ofIen Bai Province, Vietnam. A shocking incident unfolded in Hungary when a police vessel capsized after colliding with a cable ferry in the middle of the river. No lives were lost, but after the tanker struck the barge, more than 11,000 barrels of oil spilled into the sea, creating a massive environmental crisis. The crew had overlooked lowering the crane boom that the car was still attached to, setting the stage for an entirely avoidable mishap. Although the scene looks eerie, no one was hurt. Well, no one except the nearly $16 million structure that took the full hit. In just 10 seconds, the Francis Scott Key Bridge in the US collapsed after a cargo ship lost control and struck one of its pillars. It's unbelievable how quickly the entire disaster unfolded. At least the tiny boat stepped in as the brave sacrifice, taking the hit so everything else could survive the moment.
masivo crucero perdió el control de forma desenfrenada, activando las alarmas, ya que se enfrentaba a una radical tormenta invernal. Los granizos y vientos fueron responsables de que el piloto no pudiera tener el manejo de la nave, ocasionando que por poco chocara con la parte delantera de un yate que se encontraba amarrado al muelle.